Hello, my super friends. Welcome to your super new moon in Scorpio reading. This is going to be happening on November 4th. It's going to be at its newest at 3:14 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you're at in the world, you can adjust that to see where that is going to be at its newest for you. Now, normally new moons are all about the newness because it's starting the new cycle, but with it being Scorpio, there is this extra rebirth energy that is around it. So you've got, your birth, your death, and your rebirth. It's like like a phoenix. You know how they originally rise from the ashes and grow, and then they build a nest to set on fire and things to go back to ashes and have a rebirth. And that is very Scorpio-ish because Scorpio is all about transformation. They transform from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle to a phoenix. So they're very transformative, and so that energy is really around this. It's like this, with the new moon, there's hardly any light. So it does feel a little dark during the new moon, but it is a time that we face our shadow. So it's our little shadow time where we get to dance with our shadow and understand, about what is blocking us, what is chaining us, what's holding us back. So with this new moon, we also get a burst of new energy with that rebirth. So as that phoenix takes flight on a new journey with that super new moon energy, it is a very magical time for us as well. So even though it feels dark, when you rise from the ashes and that phoenix catches on fire, right? And it shows the flames coming from its wings, and you are this brightness in that dark times. You get to see your inner light more and more when it's dark out, not when it's bright sunshiny out, right? What's amazing too is the last full moon we had in Scorpio was back in April 26th, and that was a pink super full moon. And so there's also this cycle that happens just monthly. We go through the cycle of the new moon to the full moon back to the new moon, but also over a 6-month period ish, you go from a new moon in a sign to a full moon in a sign back to a new moon in a sign. So you have this big cycle of energy that are happening, these 12 different cycles that are happening throughout a year, actually, right? Because every 6 months you go through this different sign of new moon to full moon. And so you have these 12 separate annual cycles happening with each of those influences of those zodiac signs. So if you look back around April 26th to really look at that pink super full moon, what was going on then was a time of releasing negative energy. So I was talking about like a dance with your shadow. You were becoming familiar with it because you were dancing with it, seeing it eye to eye, right? And during that time, you see what no longer serves you. And so you started to let go of things and making room for new things. Because after a full moon, as you're moving to the new moon, once you reach that culmination of a full moon, then it's like, what am I releasing to make room for new growth when the new moon comes around? So with this new moon in Scorpio happening, you are left dancing with your shadow, and you get to see what's new. What new dance steps are you going to develop as you begin a new dance routine over the next 6 months. So as we go into this reading, we're kind of going to look at what has my feet chained, what's keeping me from dancing so fluently, what's impacting my rhythm. So that's what we're going to look at for the specific reading for your sign, and we're going to jump into that right now. All right, all my Leos, welcome to your super moon, new moon in Scorpio reading. And I didn't mention this in the intro, but the reason why this is a super moon and why the full moon back in April was a super moon is because the moon's orbit around the Earth is not like this perfect circle. It's more oval. And so there's times when it's in the closer, orbit, that it appears bigger because it is a little closer to us than it normally is. So it's not this like very, very, it's more of like this type of an oval. So it's, a couple thousand miles, I think, closer, but it's not like, oh my God, it's going to crash with the Earth or anything. So it's, it's when it's in this closer places that we have the super full moons and the super new moons when those happen. So that's what's going on here. It's closer to the Earth, so it has a little bit more presence with us, a little more impact, a little more energy it's giving us, and the veil between us and the other world, because the moon energy really helps us connect to the other side. That's thinner as well, so that's why we have this ability to even connect more clearly and more deeply with the other side during that time. But let's jump in, and we're going to see what the Creator wants you, Leos, to know about your beautiful new moon experience. Because it is going to be a magical time, we're going to be using these Magic of Unicorn Oracle cards. And this is just going to be what the Creator wants you to know overall for around this new moon in Scorpio time. So it's going to be like the week before the new moon, and then up to like 2 weeks after the full moon. I mean, the new moon, right before the next full moon. So for our Leo's, Creator, what would you like them to know about this Scorpio new moon? Okay, there we go. Yep, you've got spiritual warrior. How funny that you have a lion on your card, Leos. So that's beautiful. And that's card number 37. It show you are a wise leader. Command the universe. Beautiful. And I love that 37 does break down to a 10. So that is definitely about this endings and new beginnings, very much this new moon energy that's coming about. And we also, of course, we're asking, what's chaining your feet to the ground, for this new dance that you're going to dance? What's chaining your feet? What's, limiting your rhythm? And it has to do with this. So, I don't know why I just had this picture of the Lion King, of course, with Simba. It's like you were scared and you've hidden yourself, and you are now at a place where you're ready to take your place as this warrior type, this strong, unafraid leader type of character. So I love that. It says when you're a spiritual warrior, you are strong, courageous, and wise. You use your power to protect the weak and vulnerable. You're honest and honorable so that people trust you and are loyal to you. You are emotionally mature because your masculine and feminine qualities are in equilibrium. So gentleness is balanced with decisiveness, compassion with firmness, and serenity with action. You're a natural leader with authority, charisma, and grace, and you empower others to do their best. Very much Leo energy, right? When you receive this card, you're being called to look within and see that you have the qualities of a spiritual warrior. Stand in your power with wisdom. Your unicorn is alerting you that choosing this card means that the universe will bring forward an opportunity for you to show your mettle, M-E-T-T-L-E, so be prepared. At this level of spiritual development, you no longer make requests, for you're a leader who commands. So be clear and firm about what you want and where you're going. Know that legions of angels and unicorns and light beings await your orders. So command these forces of the universe to align behind your intention, and they will support you. The unicorns will light up your visions and pour higher blessings over you. You are a force for good. Be one who enables humanity to make a jump shift into the new golden age. I love it. And this, to command the universe, it says, be clear about what you're bringing forth. Stand tall and firm. Raise your frequency by invoking the Christ light. Call on your unicorn to light up your energy fields. Firmly tell the universe aloud what you want, and use your authority to command the forces of light to expedite this. Know that it is now coming forward, so prepare for it. And the affirmation for this is, I act with authority and strength. And it's beautiful. I mean, I know at first you're like, oh my God, what? I wouldn't like treat angels and those beings of light by ordering them around. And it doesn't say ordering, it's commanding, which is a beautiful way of saying that when we are in alignment, like I said, with your Christ light, with this place of unconditional love, you are not going to be a dictator. You're not going to be a evil emperor, right? You're going to be this compassionate leader that has the good of mankind, the health of mankind, of all of your kingdom, your brothers and your sisters. You're going to be looking out for what is best for them. It's not about you having power and becoming, like I said, this dictator where you're like, all right, everyone, you're going to bow down and worship me, and angels, go do my bidding. It's not like the Wicked Witch of the West, send out your flying monkeys. This is about having this place where you're grounded in unconditional love. And then what you're doing is you're spreading unconditional love out into the world. And the angels and Creator and Spirit and all those other beings of unconditional love and light on the other side, they're all for that. So you don't even, commanding is probably just this directing, right? It's like, this is what I want to do. And they're like, sounds good, let's go. They're not like, yes, master. It's not like a genie. They're totally on board with spreading unconditional love to the world and being that leader where you're no longer following just the popular opinions on how things should be. The outside world usually is all about gaining power, maintaining power, or taking over power from other people. That's all that stuff coming in. You don't have to live by that popular opinion or those popular emotions around what something should mean. You get to lead in a new way, lead in a way of light. So I love that. And then next, what we're going to do is we're going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot. And what we do with these is we pull a card to represent the week before the new moon, a week after the new moon, and then 2 weeks after the new moon. So we'll see what else the Creator would like you to know about those periods of time for this new moon. All right, Creator, so for our Leos, what do you want them to know about the week before? Okay. No peeking. And then the week after the new moon. Okay. And then 2 weeks after the new moon, right before the new full moon. I believe it's going to be in Taurus. What else? Okay. They're like that one right there. So a week before, yeah, definitely, I love it. So I'll start off with this one here because this Two of Cups. Cups are emotions. It's about usually how love is being expressed with us. And, this is a general reading. So this is like, oh, love comes into your life. But for me, this is a special message from Spirit that you have your higher self and your earthly self, the two selves that are within you experiencing this amazing journey. So your physical, kind of the lion that's within us, this animal, fight or flight, going, through life, experiencing how it feels to feel limited and powerless. And then you have your higher self, which is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, who's limitless and powerful. And this is this joining together where you're bringing your energies together. You're not resisting, but it's this beautiful walk together. A lot of with the strength card. I mean, this lion here is what I was thinking of too. And so this Two of Cups just confirmed it for me, because the strength card is a lot about, that lion, that human side of us is told to look outside of ourselves for that which would quench our thirst, that which would fulfill our hunger. And so the lion goes out there and eats and gets hungrier instead of full, and then it drinks and becomes thirstier instead of having its thirst quenched. So it becomes hangry, which is hungry, angry, right? And it's becoming desperate because it feels like it's starving. And so it's going through the jungle roaring because it's in, such desperation. And then our higher self hears that roar and comes down to, calm the lion, to soothe the lion. And when our higher self comes down, it doesn't try to stab, the lion and put it out of its misery. It doesn't try to cage it and control it. It doesn't try to suppress it with a whip and chair like they do in the circus or whatever. What the lion is hungry for is this unconditional love from the other side, that which does fill its hunger, that does quench its thirst. And so it comes down and hugs the lion. It gives it the love it's been searching for. And so this lion transforms from this, hangry lion roaring into this purring little lion cub sitting on the lap of our higher self, feeling safe and feeling whole. For the first time in its life, right? And so this is that joining together. The Two of Cups has that energy where we're walking hand in hand now, with our higher self giving us the love, and we see the whole world from a different perspective. We're not hungry for all that stuff out there because we're full from the inside. So I love how this energy is coming in, and I really feel like this is what is giving you this oomph to be able to lead in the realm of unconditional love, spread that unconditional love, because lo and behold, you have that unconditional love, you're tapping into it. And then you have the Hierophant, which definitely is about moving to a higher level here, right, in your spirituality. It can also mean about, the Hierophant can represent these feelings that you've had on feeling restricted in your spirituality, right? Because like anything, like I was talking about before with the dictators, the Emperor is card number 4, and right before this one, and the Emperor is like, creating these rules for humankind to be able to live with each other and get along, where the Hierophant can do that. Around our spirituality, our human side tries to organize religion. That's why it's called organized religion, right? It wants its rituals, it wants its things, but it also ends up limiting us, going, no, you can't go beyond that gate. That is only for certain people. Or no, you can't go in that area. That's not of God, or, our God, anyway, their opinion of God. But what this Hierophant does is it opens up, it gives you the keys to open up the gate and expand your spirituality to open up. And that's what happens too when you connect to your higher self, because you suddenly realize that, why can't I connect to that amazing love on the other side? Why do I have to go through someone? Why does it have to be a condition around the Creator's love for me, right? Connect and feel that unconditional love, and it just changes your whole viewpoint of spirituality as well. So I really feel this week before is amazing. I'm just going to slip this under here. And so that is this amazing energy that comes in the week before this, this new moon. And of course, with it being Scorpio, like we mentioned before, it's very transformational. So there's this big transformational spiritual side of this energy coming in for you. Yeah, because here's the Two of Pentacles. So again, the two of you, this is the two of you. You've got your human side and you've got your spiritual side. And there's this beautiful infinity symbol here, which does have you connect to this infinite side of yourself, and this balance, again, walking hand in hand. So it continues over this next period here, which is, I love it. So, definitely this is about you joining with your higher self, bringing in this amazing, again, the strength card really is coming through with this, which this did talk about strength and courage, but definitely it's this joining together of your small little tiny self, this little avatar you're playing, this little character, with the actor, the huge, limitless being that you are, embracing your smaller self, giving it what it wants, giving it what it needs, and then allowing that love to fill you up and flow out to the world. And that's what this leadership is. That's what being a spiritual warrior is like that Christ life it talked about. Regardless of what you face, you just can't help but spread the unconditional love that's inside you anymore. You just don't, you just can't stand it not being, expansive. You are tired of feeling the restriction. Yeah, because here you go, 10 of Pentacles, boom. So definitely this is all about abundance. You got the tree of life here from the, I think, is it Kabbalah? Kabbalah? I think so. Forgive me, I'm totally spacing it out right now. But this is about abundance, feeling full, complete, and not only for yourself, but for those around you, and not only for yourself and those around you, but for generations to come. It's called the legacy card, and you can see just how the abundance and those new ways of thinking, those new ways of being are flowing out. And so, like I talked about with this leader, that makes total sense. And again, this is a 10. So time, with this 37, that equals a 10. Just very synchronistic with that as well. I love that there's usually like a tree on here, because there's this special message that comes with it, that you, with your power, with this unconditional love energy, with this awareness that you're obtaining, you're actually able to break chains, and those cycles of, ancestral things that have been passed down from generation to generation, whether it's some sort of, abuse that has happened over and over and over again, as, for generations, or even a way of believing, or a way of acting, even being in a family business. Like everyone's always been in the family business, or everyone's always been, a police officer or a firefighter or a doctor, nurse, whatever. Sometimes there's even those things that you feel chained and restricted by. Well, with this newfound courage, this newfound strength, this new fulfillment from within, this bravery is just spilling out of you, where you're willing to be the one to break the chains. And so that not only impacts you, but it impacts, of course, everyone around you. And then even outside of your family tree, it impacts, they see that, wow, they were brave enough to go, do that. And just by how you're living, other people are willing to also break their family chains. So that's kind of this legacy feeling too, is that you are like this warrior, this chain breaker as well. So I love that. And then lastly, since this, we talked about in the intro about the phoenix starting and coming from the ashes and starting this new journey, we're going to pull a card here from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. We're just going to see what the creator, what their last message is for you for this new moon period. All right, creator, what's your final message for the Leos for this new moon? Okay, this is the one right here, and you have number 38. So number 37, next step, number 38. You will only see the way by making the way. So, yep, you get to lead and make the way where there was no way before, right? So definitely a lot like this leader that it was talking about here. And it says, there are no more well-marked trails to travel anymore. All institutions, organizations, and establishments are in a state of creative destruction, right? The safe route or the right way to build your life, your resume, your business is over and done. If you've received this card, it's time now for you to walk the pathless path, leading with love. Shut up. Rejoice. What a time and space to be alive, taking part in nudging forward the next era of evolving human consciousness. You've volunteered to be a torchbearer, leaving guideposts for others as you move ahead with joy as your GPS. You can see the way only by making the way. And the cosmic catalyst, it says, is you ask yourself, what did I volunteer for down here in service of evolving myself and the world? And the little cosmic checkbox says, get lost on purpose. Turn off your phone and simply allow yourself to wander in a new area freely. Beautiful. I love that. Lead with love. You just can't make it up. I love how this is so confirming of the message that we were just talking about. So I am loving this new moon energy for you. We definitely need spiritual warriors like you. You have this beautiful energy. Leos, you are natural leaders. People just naturally follow you wherever you may take us. So, if you want to take us into dark, more shadowy, fearing times, people will follow you, but you can be this new light, this new spiritual warrior of love, and help lead the humanity in this direction more towards unconditional love and in this beautiful, peaceful, joyful place full of laughter and love, of course. So I am excited for this. I'm going to leave it there and just know, as you are going throughout this new moon, that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. I also like to let people know, in addition to these new moon and full moon readings I also do monthly readings for each zodiac sign. I also do weekly readings for each of the zodiac elements, and a variety of other videos as well throughout the month. So if you want to be kept in the loop and get notified of when those come out, just if you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below. And when you do that, then a little bell icon is going to appear, and just click that, and then you'll be notified when the new videos come out. So I am excited for this adventure coming up for you. Just know that I love you dearly, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. You have a wonderful new moon phase, and hang in there. You take care.